It is your boy T with another Have You Seen That with T movie review, and today we are finally reviewing the Marvels. So I just came from checking out the Marvels, and I can honestly say that I had a great time watching the Marvels. It was very fun, it was very fast, it was very action packed, it was more action. I would say action comedy, buddy comedy, comedy centered, which kind of was a detriment to the movie as well. So let's get right into it. So, if you've listened to my podcast, if you've seen any of my reviews of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know how I feel about Captain Marvel. I absolutely love Captain Marvel. I love Brie Larson. I enjoyed the Captain Marvel movie. It made a crap ton of money. I think it made $1 billion. I could be completely wrong. I didn't look up the numbers, but I know it made a lot of money in the box office. But there was a lot of backlash behind the Captain Marvel character going into Avengers Infinity War, going into Endgame. There was a lot of backlash, whatever the case may be, whatever the Brie Larson hate was, it was there. They changed the title from Captain Marvel 2 to The Marvels, and I think it worked perfectly because Miss Marvel, Aman Vellani, was the star of this show. There's no doubt in my mind, she stole the picture. Her innocence, her jovial behavior when dealing with Carol Danvers really was the star of the show. Every time she was on the screen, she glowed, just like in the Miss Marvel series on Disney Plus. I enjoy that series a lot. I enjoy her character, and she progressed. She grew as a character, she grew as a person. This was a lot more of her story, I felt like, than it was the Captain Marvel story. And there was a lot there. We had Monica Rambeau, who showed back up as Proton, Binary, whatever her character's name is in the comics. She didn't have a name in the movie, which was kind of a running joke. But those three really worked well. The plot of the movies was their powers were entangled, so every time they used their power, they would switch places, which really lend to some great visual effects, some great action sequences. I think that was the highlight of the movie, was the action sequences as those three were fighting the bad guys and they were swapping places, and they learned how to do this very effectively and efficiently. And Carol Danvers really learned to work with it as a team or with a team. Throughout the movie, one of her overarching themes was her being alone. And it really lended to her overarching story of her not being there during Infinity War, her, barely being there during Endgame. And everyone's big gripe with her was her demeanor, her stoic demeanor, which I've had no problem with because each person is different. Each character isn't a monolith. Like they have different layers, and she had different layers. She had reasons why she was doing what she was doing, reasons why she never came back, which were told in the story. And one of my biggest gripes with the story was, and I hate to say this because this might come across the wrong way, because with the way movies are going now, we usually get these 3.5 hour movies. This movie felt too short. It felt a little bit rushed. It really it could have added about 20 minutes of backstory of the main villain, Darbin, played by Zoe Ashton. It could have really, I think that added 10 minutes of just her story could have added a layer to her character that made her a better villain. I think 10 more minutes of Carol Danvers' story could have made her a better protagonist. We could have gotten a lot deeper into her psychology, and we really didn't. It kind of brushed the surface, which really led to a fun, tight movie. I think that could have been by design, but at the same time, it wasn't a bad movie. But I think with about 15 to 20 extra minutes, we could have got a better villain, because that to me was the lowest part of this movie. That was the weakest part of this movie, was Darbin, the character. I just, at no point in time, I understood her motivations, and she had great motivation to do what she was doing. but at the same time, I didn't care. It didn't give me enough time to actually care about it. It kind of came at the end where they told that tragic backstory, and by that time I was already gone. You know, I was already out on that character, and I was just up on Miss Marvel. I was up on Monica Rambeau, and I was up on Captain Marvel, and there was some heartfelt moments in this movie. And I think that it could have just worked a lot better with a little more time for those relationships to simmer, for those relationships to cook, but they kept the story moving forward, which was a good thing, which was a very good thing. But overall, I really thought the movie was fantastic. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a fun ride. Stick around. There is a mid-credit scene. There isn't a post-credit scene, so you don't have to stay through all of the credits. There is a mid-credit scene that kind of moves the MCU forward. The MCU is moving forward. There is a very quick, brief scene right before the credits roll, which is moving the MCU forward. And finally, we're getting some forward momentum with the MCU. The actor strike is over. Now we're getting ready to start filming these movies and finishing up the filming of these movies. Thank goodness. 2024 is not looking to be a huge year for MCU, but I think the Marvels put the MCU in a very good place. I enjoyed the quick runtime. I enjoyed the fast, tight movie that they made. I just need them to make some more compelling villains. And if you've not seen the Loki series, Kang is a compelling villain. Do not recast Jonathan Majors. Please do not. I don't know the extent of his case right now. But what I'm hearing is all of the evidence that I've heard. I don't think we need to recast Jonathan Marvel or Jonathan Majors. I don't think we need to cancel Jonathan Majors. Um, Him and Loki, He Who Remains, Victor Timely, Kang, this guy brings it. And I think that was one of the things that these Marvel movies have been missing, have been compelling villains. And he is a compelling villain. Darvin was not a compelling villain. I look forward to seeing what Brie Larson, what Monica Rambeau, and what Miss Marvel do moving forward. I think she is the MCU. She is becoming the MCU's Peter Parker, in my opinion. I think she brings a lot of what Tom Holland brings in, that youthful, jovial, naive experience to the team. She brings a lot of that energy there. Now that Tom Holland is getting a little bit older and a bit longer in the tooth, and I think he's going to become more of a grizzled Spider-Man after No Way Home. Now we have this energetic, young, great character. And if you know the Miss Marvel character, you know what she brings to any team. And I think Iman Vellani really just kills it. I think she brings all of that to the big screen. She brings all of that energy, all of that great presence to the big screen, and I look so forward to seeing what she does next and what they set up in that post credit scene. In both post credit scenes, I'm excited. It's finally coming. Go check out the Marvels. It is a good movie. Right now, it's sitting at 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. Take that, what you have. It's not a perfect movie, but it is a good Marvel action movie. It's a good Marvel movie. It's a good superhero movie. It takes you to a few different worlds. There's a huge grand scheme, of things that is going on within this universe. Nick Fury is there. He's great in the movie. I really can't stress enough. Go check it out for yourself. There are people who are already bashing the movie. I thought it was good. I had a good time. I had a great feeling leaving that movie on the future of the MCU. And I do think we're in good hands. Nia DaCosta, I hope she gets another shot at making another Marvel movie. Captain Marvel does need a standalone part 3 to kind of finish out her story arc before Secret Wars, before the Kang Dynasty. I think that she deserves that. I think that she merits that. I think her character deserves to finish her arc because her story is not complete. And yeah, until next time, I'm definitely going to be recording my pod this weekend now that Loki's concluded, now that I've seen the Marvels. talking about the future of the MCU, because after the end of those two series, after the end of that series and the movie, we're kind of getting the direction that the Marvel MCU is going in. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. You don't need to do too much homework going into seeing the Marvels. Go check it out. Go enjoy a good time at the movie, and it's not 3 hours long. That is a huge plus, is that it's not a 3 hour long movie. There's not too much dead time in the movie. It just keeps going. It just keeps going, and it's a good time. And Miss Marvel, for sure, steals the show. Till next time, and if you've already seen the Marvels, let me know what you thought. Let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you didn't like about it. I would love to hear what exactly was it that turned you off, other than that one note villain. I think that I'm going out on a limb and saying that a lot of people are not going to enjoy this villain. But at the same time, she doesn't really wreck the movie to the point where it's unwatchable. But definitely let me know. Like and subscribe to the podcast. Like and subscribe to the Have You Seen That with T YouTube channel. And I'll catch you next time. I got a few more movies that I'm about to record a review for now. And until next time, I'll catch you later.